This is the Quick Start video that explains the TimeLog Activities Report. For an expanded version of this tutorial, with more in-depth explanations and navigation, select the expanded TimeLog Activities Report video. Normally, you would review this report by starting with the workflow navigation here, or selecting this report after you enter or edit data in the TimeLog. The TimeLog Activities Report consists of two tables. Table 1 shows actual hours worked versus planned, and Table 2 shows TimeLog activation logic. Table 2 is displayed for confirmation purposes only and is normally reviewed only if there is an issue with the data displayed in Table 1. I'm going to scroll up to the top of Table 1. Table 1 provides the following information: the report generated on, the date and the time this report was generated. Report 4, the user and the company names. Then there is this TimeLog color code. Red represents days where actual reported work hours exceeded the number planned or scheduled hours on this date for this activity in either the prioritized critical task calendar for sales task activities or the work schedule for sales non-task activities such as consulting delivery. And we see an example here. Green are actual reported work hours the same as planned, and an example here. And yellow, actual reported work hours less than planned or scheduled, and an example is here. In addition, we see the number of items, the number of sales task and sales non-task activity items displayed in this report, and finally, the earliest activity date displayed, based on the maximum number of days to report TimeLog records prior to this report generation date. This information is gained from your user profile. The main body of Table 1 consists of the following information for each reported activity. So we'll just scroll down a little to get a better view, and on a column-by-column basis. The activity date is the date on which the activity was entered into the TimeLog. The activity day is the day of the week. The activity type, whether this is a sales non-task activity here or a sales task activity. Scroll back up a little. If this is a sales task activity, the following information is always displayed. These columns are blank for sales non-task activity. You can see these 4 columns. So we've got client name, opportunity name, stage name, and task name. Then the specific activity, which is the name of the specific activity, the number of hours scheduled or planned from the prioritized critical task calendar or the work schedule, the number of hours actually worked, which is the number of hours entered into the TimeLog on this date for this activity, actual hours versus planned, the number of hours worked minus the number of hours scheduled or planned, and actual hours percent versus planned, the actual hours versus planned as a percentage of the number of hours scheduled or planned. If no hours were planned, then this field is displayed as N/A, and we see examples here. Now we'll scroll down to Table 2. And the main body of Table 2 consists of the following information, again for each reported activity. And repeated from Table 1 are activity date through to specific activity, so that the only new information are these last 4 columns. Activate Critical Task Calendar Checks displays a warning message in the TimeLog if you select a date for which no activities were planned in your activity schedule. Activate Reasons logic in LogTime also displays a table of predefined reasons you selected why your actual work hours are higher or lower than planned. Activate 0 non-task sales worked hours logic displays a table in the TimeLog of predefined reasons you selected why your actual worked hours for a specific non-task sales activity is entered on a date when no work hours were planned for this specific non-task sales activity. And finally, Activate Zero Task Sales Worked Hours Logic, as you might expect, displays the table in the time log of predefined reasons you selected, while your actual worked hours for a task sales activity are entered on a date when no work hours were planned for this specific task sales activity. And I'll just scroll back up to the top. This completes the quick start video that explains the time log activities report.